If you want to communicate effectively, regardless of what it is, you want to make sure that you are using a language that the other person comprehends. And this is the same when it comes to love. If you want to communicate love to your partner, you need to do it in a way that they can comprehend. So, what are these 5 love languages, you may ask? Well, first, there are words of affirmation. For some people, they feel most loved by the verbal things you say to them, by telling them that you love them, by telling them that they're beautiful, that they're smart, that you value and treasure them. These verbal affirmations are translated as expressions of love for some people. The second love language is acts of service. There's an old saying that actions speak louder than words. You may be saying, Dr. Jones, I have told my partner that I love them over and over and over and over and over again. I've told them that I think they're beautiful, all of these things, but they don't seem to believe me. Well, then perhaps their love language isn't words of affirmation, but it's acts of service. They don't simply want you to tell them that you love them. They want you to show them that you love them by the way that you act, the things that you do. It could be simple things. It could be things like breakfast in bed. Maybe you surprise them by detailing their car or making sure the house is clean. Simple acts of service can mean a lot to some people, and it can express to them that you love them. The next love language is receiving gifts. So for some people, what makes them feel most loved is receiving gifts. And it doesn't always mean that it has to be something expensive. It could be bringing home flowers or a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Now, I don't want you to think that if a person's love language, if your partner's love language is receiving gifts, do not assume that makes them superficial. That's the wrong way of looking at this. Sometimes it isn't so much the gift itself, but the thought process that goes behind it. You see something that reminds you of your partner, something that they really care about, something that they like, and for no other reason but the fact that you were thinking about them and that they'll like it. You get it for them. And this makes them feel loved. The fourth love language is quality time. And here we are talking about attention, right? Attention, watching movies together, talking, going on walks, doing things together with your partner. Just as we talked about the difference between words of affirmation and acts of service, they're vastly different. One person says, I tell my partner all the time I love them, but yet their partner wants them to show them. Well, many times people say, I buy my partner all this stuff all the time, and they still don't believe I love them. Well, while you're busy working to make the money to buy the gifts, what they really want is time with you. And not just being in the same room together or sleeping in the same bed together at night. What they want is quality time with you because they love you. And it's the way that they feel you are showing them that you love them and that you value them too. A way to look at this is by thinking about a celebrity. If you go to any concert in the world, don't matter where you are, people are always trying to get as close to stage as possible. They try to get backstage passes. They try to find somewhere where the bus is parked after the show because, they want to get close to the celebrity. They want to meet them. They want a little of their time. Well, if your partner's love language is quality time, they look at you as someone trying to get close to a celebrity. They just want some time with you because in their hearts, you're the real celebrity. Also, the truth is, people devote time to the things that matter to them. And that's what's being expressed here. Finally, we have physical touch. For people whose love language is physical touch, this doesn't mean sex, okay? That's something totally different. Sex and intimacy are important ways of expressing love and sharing love. And when we talk about physical touch, we're talking about something different. A person whose love language is physical touch feels loved when you hold their hand or when you put your arm around them or when you give them just a nice comforting hug. And you could think, well, I have sex with my partner all the time, but they still don't feel loved. Well, when's the last time you were sitting on the couch and you just reached over and held their hand? I love